This is Ben Davison. Subscribe to Stephen Icon.
Now I know that there's a little bit of buzz around Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, which is apparently all but confirmed for December. So I thought that I'd give everybody a little bit of a reality check. Now, if this fight was to happen in another 6 months' time, or preferably a year's time, I'll be all up for it. And I'll be picking Tyson Fury to absolutely obliterate and school Deontay Wilder. Not necessarily knock him out. Tyson Fury not exactly the biggest puncher in the world, but hey, he's a heavyweight and can certainly do it. He just doesn't commit himself enough. He just likes to frustrate his opponents. So ordinarily I'd be great with this fight. I really would, and I'll be as excited as the most excitable person out there right now for this fight. But a reality check is needed. The last time that Tyson Fury was in a competitive fight was 3 years ago, in November 2015 against Vladimir Klitschko, when he won the IBO, WBO, IBF and Super WBA World Heavyweight titles, along with Ring Magazine and of course Lineal, which he currently has Lineal status. So that was his last competitive fight 3 years ago. So that would be 3 years and 1 month since he had a competitive fight when he steps in the ring with Deontay Wilder. Now I know that these two have like a little bit of history, and these guys have been building for a fight for quite a few years, but ultimately didn't happen. Now, had this fight happened 3 years ago, excellent stuff. But again, I'm going to keep on saying it throughout this video, reality check on a lot of things. I'm a big Tyson Fury fan, and I know a lot of people probably don't get that because of some of the things that I've been saying recently over the last couple of weeks about Tyson Fury, and I've tried to give everybody the reasons for it. But I am a huge fan of Tyson Fury, and I wish him all the luck in the world, and I'm so excited that he's back. But here's the thing, 2.5 years out of the ring, mental health, severe mental health. He was suicidal at one point. He was putting cocaine in his system. He ballooned up in weight. And as of right now, he has lost 135 pounds. That is like losing a whole Lewis Ritson off your body. Okay, a 135 pound fighter is losing that off your body that he's recently done. Okay, he's not the same Tyson Fury that we all know and love or hate. He's not even close to it. Again, let's look at October the 6th of this year. Frank Warren's putting on a show, and that'll be in Leicester as well, and it's a pretty good card. We have on this card Daniel Dubois going up against Kevin Kingpin Johnson. Now, Daniel Dubois, this will be his 9th fight, and a fight against Kevin Johnson is a good step up for him to progress him along. And Kevin Johnson, who's already lost 10 fights up to this point. Kevin Johnson, who lost to many fighters, many fighters, including Tyson Fury in the past as well. Now, Kevin Johnson, his last fight out, he lost to Andy Ruiz Jr. And there is a reason why I'm talking about Kevin Johnson, so bear with me, okay? He lost to Andy Ruiz Jr. in his last fight. No shame in that. Andy Ruiz Jr. is a quality fighter. Before then, he lost by knockout against Petar Milas, an unknown guy who's only 10-0. And the fight before that, he beat and knocked out Francesco Pianeta. Francesco Pianeta is Tyson Fury's next opponent, and the guy that he's preparing right before he takes on Deontay Wilder. Kevin Johnson lost to Kubrat Pulev. No shame in that. He lost to Anthony Joshua. No shame in that. But he lost to Manuel Charr. He lost to Derek Chisora. He lost to Christian Hammer. Tyson Fury before then. And Tor Hammer. Vitaly Klitschko. Again, some of these names, no shame in losing to them, but some of them, yeah, not so much. Especially when you lose to Derek Chisora, who, let's be honest, Derek Chisora, he just had a great victory over Carlos Takam. But this is Derek Chisora in 2014. A guy who just didn't show up at times. Okay? So he's lost his last 2 fights as well. But before then, he knocked out Francesco Pianeta, Tyson Fury's next opponent, in Belfast, which of course is going to be on the 18th of August on the Carl Frampton undercard. So that will probably give you a kind of level as to what Tyson Fury is looking at right now. Of course, after 2.5 years out of the ring, going through mental health and having to just lose 135 pounds, he's been boozing heavily, eating all kinds of crap. He didn't even step foot in a damn gym for 2 years. Putting drugs in his system, cocaine, and Lord knows whatever else. Mentally unstable. This is the guy who Deontay Wilder is going to be taking on next. Tyson Fury, who had a great night in Germany, granted, and the only thing that can come out of this, which is good, of course, for Wilder, is he's a legitimate name on the resume. But he's the name, not the quality. There's a huge difference between this. And you only had to go back a month, even 2 months ago, when I was talking about Tyson Fury and potentially Anthony Joshua down the line. Please go check them out to see if I'm lying. I'm not lying to you when I say I was okay with the fact that he was taking on Tyson Fury, because after 2.5 years out of the ring, he needed this cruiserweight. He needed somebody just to get him back in the ring, and that was a big deal just for him to step back in the ring. Even he said it himself. Going through everything that he went through and just getting back in the ring was a huge win for him, regardless of who it was. But it was Tyson Fury, a cruiserweight. Not even the number 1 cruiserweight in Albania. He's number 2 behind his brother. And now he's going to be taking on Francesco Pianetta next. So again, I'm all cool with that. And as I said, go check out the previous video where we're talking about Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, for like the last 6 months or so, is saying, I want to fight Tyson Fury, but I want to fight him when he's at his best. I don't want to fight him now, walk through him, and then people say, well, look at the version of Tyson Fury that you beat. So he wanted Tyson Fury to get back to where he once was, then fight him, then beat him, then nobody can give any kind of excuses. That's what Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua was all about. And people understood that. As much as people want to see Joshua versus Fury. Of course we do. But we're all in reality. And as I said, go check out the previous videos. I said Tyson Fury is a good comeback fight. Pianetta, I was giving him a pass on it. And then I wanted him before the end of the year to take on a Ustinov kind of level. Then maybe move up to a Kubrat Pulev kind of level. Then maybe a Manuel Charr kind of level. Well, I'll say Manuel Charr and Kubrat Pulev, they're probably about the same level, that kind of thing. And then maybe, just maybe, he might just be ready for an Anthony Joshua. Potentially at the earliest, April 13th at Wembley Stadium, if the Deontay Wilder fight doesn't happen, of course. There's a reason why Tony Bellew is calling out Tyson Fury. He's even said it himself. I'm calling him out. I want to fight him now because I can beat him now. And I will steamroll Tyson Fury right now. This is Tony Bellew, a cruiserweight, saying that I will beat Tyson Fury now. I want to get in the ring with Tyson Fury because I know I can beat him. Because in 6 months to a year's time, if he can get back to how he was when he fought Klitschko and Derek Chisora and that beforehand, and Christian Hammer, I haven't got a hope in hell. This is what Tony Bellew's saying. This is why he's saying, I want him now. But yet, this is seen as a good fight for Deontay Wilder. Does anybody kind of get what it is that I'm trying to say? I know a few people don't want to get it because they're going to see this as an informed Tyson Fury and they're going to big up this win for Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder, I'm pretty confident he's going to win this one. But against a informed, best Tyson Fury, not a chance in hell. Not a chance. And I've said it many times that Tyson Fury would run rings around Deontay Wilder. He really would. So this is a joke of a fight. For me, I think Tyson Fury is only doing it because he's got such a hatred and agenda to try and make it look like Anthony Joshua is a nothing or a coward, that he is willing to go to America and fight Deontay Wilder. Whereas in his words, Anthony Joshua isn't. Now that's all well and dandy, but you're going to go there and you are going to lose. You are selling your O. You are putting your name on Deontay Wilder's resume is what you're doing. That's all you're doing. You're handing over the lineal title. Maybe Tyson Fury realises he's never going to get back to how he was. So he would rather hand over the lineal to Deontay Wilder and say, well, at least I tried. At least I wanted to go to America. rather than give it to Anthony Joshua. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just selling out right now. Does he really believe he's going to beat Wilder? Does he truly believe it? Even in his mind, even if he believes he can do it. He's a fighter. He's a warrior. But he's not good enough right now. And this is totally different. When people say he can't beat Deontay Wilder right now, it's not the same as 3 years ago when people were saying you can't beat Vladimir Klitschko. It's not the same. Because Tyson Fury back then was physically in condition, mentally in condition, and was in form. He was fighting regularly. This is totally different. It's totally different. By the time December comes around, it would have been 3 years ago that he fought Vladimir Klitschko. But yet all the Wilder fanboys, they want to pour cold water over Anthony Joshua's win over Vladimir Klitschko. Because he'd been out of the ring for 18 months. Well, Tyson Fury's been out of the ring 3 years. And no, I cannot include Tyson Fury and Pianeta as legitimate fights back. I can't do it. I was willing to give him the pass for fighting these guys so he builds his way back up. Builds the confidence. Gets all the skills back. Gets all the ring rust off. Get his mentality back. Get the hunger back. Go through the gears. And then take on Joshua. Or then take on Wilder. Then take on a Dillian Whyte. Or whoever it may be. But to do it in your third fight back after Pianeta? As I said, Daniel Dubois is fighting the guy next in only his 9th pro fight. The guy who knocked out Pianeta. But yet this is a guy who you're preparing for against Wilder. Somebody who knows him, please have a word with him. That is suicide. He's going to get no credit out of this. Does he really think people can say, oh, well, Tyson Fury, he's a travelling man and he was willing to go to America and do something Joshua wasn't doing. What a big hero. No. He's going over there to get knocked out is what he's going there to do. In 6 months' time, okay, fine. As long as he gets like another 3 or 4 fights in before then, that's fine. I have no issues with that fight. But December? As I said, why do you think Tony Bellew is calling out Tyson Fury? I've already said it. Do you really think that Deontay Wilder doesn't know that Tyson Fury is easy pickings right now? Do you really believe he doesn't know that? Of course he does. So people say, well, Wilder against Fury was an easy fight to make. This goes to show that Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua didn't really want the Wilder fight because Tyson Fury got it done in real quick time. Yes, there's a difference because Wilder wants this fight because Wilder knows he's going to beat Fury. It's a guaranteed victory. It's guaranteed. I'll probably say 95% sure that Wilder is going to not only beat Tyson Fury, but knock him out. And I don't want to say that. I want Tyson Fury to go there and put an absolute kicking on him. I don't care if he fights him in America or wherever it is, because it's not undisputed. If it's for an undisputed, then for me, it must be in the UK. And again, this has been one of my beefs with Tyson Fury, where he says that Joshua should be willing to go there for $50 million with a guaranteed $30 million rematch and all this kind of thing, so $80 million. That's all well and good. But he just signed £100 million, which is what, $120, $130 million, just to carry on working with Matchroom. Plus the 20 odd million that he's getting per fight from here on out. So no, that 50 million don't mean too much. And undisputed on British soil. Maybe Tyson Fury don't care about that. He didn't want to give undisputed on British soil for the first time in history. Maybe he doesn't want to do that. But regardless of all that, this is a suicide fight. Suicide. You don't go through what Tyson Fury has been through and come back and become world champion that quickly. He is not Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali kept himself in shape. Other fighters who took time off kept themselves in shape, like Vitaly Klitschko did. Many others did. It's not the same thing. It's not the same. It's not even the same damn sport is what Tyson Fury is right now. And I keep on saying it, I keep on beating the drum, and I hope that if this fight does happen, that Tyson Fury goes in there and proves me wrong. I hope he does. But he's not gonna. I'm pretty sure of it. Hey, listen, I wouldn't put my house on it, of course not. But I wouldn't. I cannot see a way of Tyson Fury beating him. I can't. There is no way of doing it. And Wilder knows this. This is why he snapped this fight up. Also, Wilder is the A side in this fight. Don't forget, he's the A side. So again, Wilder's more than willing to do this. Plus, Wilder will be getting a rematch because it's a champion versus a non-champion. No, lineal is not a legitimate championship. It's not. It's good for the fans. It's a good look. But in reality, it's nothing, is it? So Wilder is the A side. He's getting a rematch, and he's getting a Tyson Fury, who is a name, who people like Tony Bellew, a cruiserweight, is confident of bashing up. Dillian Whyte says, give me Tyson Fury and I'll walk through him like a hot knife through butter. Wilder knows this. This is why he snapped up this opportunity. This is why. Anyway, this is a reality check to all those Wilder fans who's bigging up this whole Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder fight. On paper, it's good if you don't know the history, if you don't know anything around it. People will say, well, he's the one who beat Vladimir Klitschko, he's a lineal champion and he's never lost in the ring. Deontay Wilder is going to do that. Hey ho, that's all hail King Deontay Wilder. But as I said, look at the fact. By the time he fights Deontay Wilder, it was 3 years ago that he fought Vladimir Klitschko. He had severe depression, mental illness. He was suicidal. He was boozing copious amounts, putting drugs up his nose, ballooned up 135 pounds over what he is right now. And already he's still out of shape. He's still not fighting weight. As I said, he's just given up a whole, a Ryan Burnett and a Happy Meal plus a little bit more. He is what he shifted off his body. 135 pounds. That's almost an Errol Spence Jr. There's only, 12 pound difference between what he's lost and what Errol Spence Jr. weighs. There's only 5 pound difference that he's lost to what Terence Crawford weighed of 140 pounds. Right before he moved up to 147, of course. That's how much weight he's had to lose, along with the mental stability, inactivity, and the fact that he took on Sylvester Ferry on his comeback fight. As I said, I'm all willing to give him a pass. I really am. But come on now. I'm willing to give him a pass to build himself back up. But as he's going to be fighting Pianeta right before he gets a world title shot, then he needs to be judged on his performance against Pianeta. This has to be seen as a bum fight for Tyson Fury. If he doesn't perform, if he doesn't go through Pianeta with ease, then everybody knows that he's just going to sell his O. He's selling his lineal to Deontay Wilder. Frank Warren is allowing him to do this. Why? Again, because it goes against Eddie Hearn. Why? Because he's good pals with Shelley Finkel. It's an absolute shame on boxing. It's an absolute sham. And it really is a shame that Tyson Fury's doing this. As I said, he's not ready. Go check out the previous videos. I said, I don't want him fighting Anthony Joshua yet. Anthony Joshua said, I don't want him fighting me next. He's not ready. Even Eddie Hearn said, we don't want to be fighting Tyson Fury next because he's not ready. But if he really wants to do it, we'll do it right now. Not a problem. And we'll spark him out. Not a problem. But Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua have a bit of dignity about them. They have some morals. They have some standards. Deontay Wilder and his team clearly do not. Otherwise, they would say, no. It's too early. I want to fight you when you're at your best. And all these fanboys out there, please don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Anyway, reality check. The Tyson Fury that's going to take on Deontay Wilder is not the Tyson Fury that beat Vladimir Klitschko. Whether you like it or not makes no difference. This is the reality check. These are the facts. Facts. Hashtag it. Tyson Fury is not ready for Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury is not ready for Dillian Whyte. He's not ready for Anthony Joshua. He's not ready for anybody at that kind of level right now. As much as I don't rate Deontay Wilder very highly, you all know that I don't. He's a decision loss waiting to happen. On the night he can't land his right hand is the night he loses. But even then, do you really think that Al Heyman, who owns the WBC practically, is going to allow Deontay Wilder to lose on points? Tyson Fury could school Deontay Wilder for all 12 rounds and make it clearly obvious that he won that fight. But the judges will give it to Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury, man, you're just selling out is what you're doing. When what you should have done was build up, and then go fight Wilder, or a huge payout with Anthony Joshua. But, you know what? I'm happy he's taken on Wilder first, just not right now. Because I would love to see him versus Anthony Joshua for undisputed. But he's not going to get the WPC title. He ain't going to get it. If he does, I'll be very surprised and I'll be the happiest man alive. I'm a huge fan of his, but I have to speak the reality. I have to speak the truth. He is not ready for Deontay Wilder. At all. Not even close to it. He's not even 10% ready for Deontay Wilder. He hasn't even got to grips with his new trainer in Ben Davison yet. All the new things that they're trying out in the gym, all the weight loss and all the tactics and all these kind of things, he needs a few fights to put all these together, to see what works and what doesn't work. Anyway, I wish him all the luck. I'm sure you guys wish him all the luck as well, and I hope he does the business, and I don't mind being wrong. When I'm wrong, hey, no problem. I have no issue with that whatsoever, and him beating Deontay Wilder, again, I'll be the happiest man alive, but reality is, it ain't going to happen. And all those Wilder fanboys out there, I'm talking about the extreme ones, you know it too. You really know it. But you're using this as a he said, she said, let's put the blame game on Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua. We know what you're doing. We ain't stupid. We can see right the way through it. Anyway, everybody else, drop your thoughts below. Click that thumbs up. Subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.